All right, Big Bang, it's the rundown from Chicago. It is Wednesday. It's March 23rd. Presented by High Noon. I got the passion fruit right here. You guys see it. Real juice, real vodka. It's a great beverage. It's a great beverage. Excellent beverage. You could go pretty much. I like they're popping up a lot more places now.
Big time. They're at the Marianos near me. They got their own display.
Yeah, you can go pretty much anywhere that they sell liquor. I don't know if you're in a state that splits them, it might be at an opposite store. But if they got booze, probably got High Noon now because it's really catching
and real vodka.
Yeah,
Yep.
With real vodka.
This is one of those things where it's like, I wish I was as smart as the High Noon people, because putting juice with vodka has been done since the beginning of vodka, and nobody had thought to put it in the same can. So those guys came up with it, and it's perfect. It's simple. It's delicious. It's great. Had them all weekend. Love High Noon.
A handful of years ago, I went to a Blackhawks game with a buddy, and we went to the Billy Goat Tavern, and this was like probably 5 years ago, I would say. And you know, like how beer distributors or liquor distributors, they send girls out to bars and like give free samples away. They were doing that with High Noon, and I tried one. I was like, this is outstanding. This is like before they were a thing, and now look at them.
Yep.
Love them.
Only 100 calories, gluten-free, no added sugar. Go get a High Noon. All right, first topic of the day, Tyreek Hill. Officially to the Dolphins, right?
Yep.
Our producer here is upset. He's a Jet fan. He's a New York transplant here. Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. Chief, you can go first.
I would be a little bit nervous, I think, if I were a Dolphins fan.
Oh, yeah.
$72 million guaranteed. South Florida lifestyle. He's already got his championships. He's already had the success. This seems like a time when guys ride off into the sunset and never live up to the contract. So, shout out Frank. I'm a little worried.
All right.
Sorry.
Hot start.
Yeah.
Carl.
No,
right
we're
there.
good. We're good. I want to see the Dolphins.
He's like dying right here.
Chief.
What is this guy doing?
Chief.
Choke on your spit?
Yeah.
That's the worst. That is the worst.
That's the worst.
Happens to everybody.
How we doing? A little vibe check on you?
Do you need a High Noon to like wash it down?
Yeah.
Throw me that High Noon.
I want to see the Dolphins
Good times.
good. I want to see the Dolphins
Thank
good.
you.
I want to see the Dolphins
Can't throw High
good.
Noons.
I don't feel like we've ever seen the Teals pop.
Now he's getting High Noon all over the throw pills.
Oh,
you
Jesus
can't take
Christ.
this animal anywhere.
You got to just excuse yourself at this point.
You okay?
I'm good.
And you got a hair hanging from your nose.
Look, I'm having
And
a
you're
hard day.
tearing up.
No one would know. Well, it's because I'm trying to keep my coughs in. But I don't want Miami.
Next topic.
I don't want Miami to be good until they go back to the Merino uniforms. I hate these uniforms.
Yeah, these uniforms stink. So Miami traded a first round this year, a second round this year, fourth round this year, as well as fourth and sixth next year.
Too much.
Per Schefter. That is a fuck ton for a dude who's had some off the field issues.
How old is he?
28? 28?
I mean, he's still explosive as
Oh, fuck yeah, he is.
Slow down a sec. But how often is he open, Ed? You're the football guy here.
mean,
How
dude,
often is he
listen.
open? Because Kelsey's over the middle of the field.
The
And
thing
Patrick
about
Mahomes-
him is like you're right. He already got paid. Now he got paid. He's already got the Super Bowl. But like if he just stays in shape, he's in a position where like
Yeah.
you just run and you catch. You don't forget how to do that.
No,
You know?
of course
You
not.
don't forget how to do that.
You have to catch it coming from somebody not named Pat Mahomes.
That's not
though,
something.
too.
Yeah, but that's not something where he has to keep crafting his skills and like to stay relevant. You know, he's just gonna keep doing his thing, and he's gonna be playing aside for on the other side of Jalen Waddle. That's gonna be fucking scary. The Dolphins are in a position to. I mean, they're a playoff team for sure.
No.
You don't think so?
Fucking Jets guy over here didn't
I
like
think
that.
so. I think so.
Is Tua still the quarterback?
Two is a quarterback.
Well, the excuses are now over for Tua.
That whole thing with Flores, I think, is weird. So
Well-
now you got the guy who does remind me of Tressman.
Yeah.
Like, he reminds me of Tressman. He gives me big
Looks
Tressman.
wise.
I don't.
Gives me Tressman vibes.
Nobody
forgot how good
pumped
the
up Mark
West got.
Trestman the way this guy gets pumped up.
Forgot how good the West got. So maybe not. I'd like to retract that statement. But they're going to be in contention. They're going to be there.
Yeah.
They're going to be fighting for a spot. But at the end of the day, that gave up a lot.
I feel like that's unless you're like a all world defensive player like a Khalil Mack or a quarterback, you don't make that. You don't trade that much. A wide
Correct.
receiver, a running back, or maybe an O lineman, maybe. No fucking way.
Yeah,
no
so
fucking
Where's
way
he
for a
from?
receiver.
Who, Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
Like, where did he go to college?
Where'd he grow up?
I don't know. Why does
He's
that matter?
South Florida.
You're worried about the
Yeah.
nightlife?
Yeah.
He grew up in, well, it says he's from Pearson, Georgia.
Okay.
Is that close enough for you to be more suspicious?
No, I think that's
Less
fine. I
suspicious?
think that's fine.
So we'll see regardless. I mean, very talented player.
Yep.
Next thing here, we got Joe Biden's dog. They had one of the cringiest tweets ever, according to this. The tweet reads, I am pawpitly exhausted. I cannot rest well. The nom-noms don't taste right anymore, and the zoomies don't bring me joy. All I think about are my furry friends in Ukraine and all the humans who are bombed and murdered. I wish I had more power. My heart is broken.
Yeah, so Ed was trying to read the tweet. If you haven't seen the tweet, anytime
It's on the screen.
It's PAW instead of like the actual word. So they say paw a lot, so it sounds weird. Is this confirmed a real tweet?
I can't believe that it's real.
I can't believe it's real either.
I
'cause
can't believe
Does it
that
have a
it's
check?
real.
No, it doesn't.
No, I can't
oval
believe that. I
paw fist?
refuse to believe this.
The Dotus. I actually like that. He's the Dotus.
Do me a favor and read me the stats on likes and likes.
As far as this goes, 173 quote tweets, 272 retweets, but this is just a screenshot, so I'm sure it's much more at this point.
Do you have that open by chance?
No,
Either way,
this is-
anybody who just gave it a straight retweet or a like, jail. Like that, those people don't belong in our society.
Is there a way to filter for the people who
Oh, no,
genuinely
dude.
enjoyed the tweet and then just like, all right, you
I
guys
think
over
I
here.
think the like button is
Yeah.
I would say the like button, because I'll retweet people being idiots in my on my mentions here and there, just so people like someone. I was doing the Band of Brothers like little rant the other day, and someone said the Band of Brothers is trash, and all I did is retweet it so everybody else would see it, so they would pile on.
some things are just so
So I
absurd.
think that's probably a lot of this.
yeah,
Quote
for sure.
tweets is where the money's made, folks.
Right.
Yeah.
I also feel bad for the dog. He didn't consent to that bullshit.
Well,
He's
listen,
living a fucking good life.
my point is
He got kicked out of the Oval or the White House.
I mean, he's still the first dog.
as the biggest dog
He's a
guy in this
beautiful fucking
office,
dog.
it absolutely makes me sick how much negative light has been shined on these dogs for Joe Biden. Like it's upsetting.
Have you ever had a dog, Ed?
It's upsetting.
Yeah,
you
he's-
know I've
he's
had
dead.
a dog and he died. So
It
why
was your
bring it up?
sister's dog.
Thank you. Well, he lived with me too, Dave.
They had a
Well,
bond.
you always said it was your sister's dog. I didn't know. I thought it might have been when you were in college or something.
But that's like I
Let
don't
their
know.
record show there's 3 guys on this. Because by the way, the #1 dozen trivia team, and we all of us have dogs. So I want that out there. That,
So
I mean,
just hurts me as a dog guy.
This is like
Tough tweet.
borderline
Tough tweet.
Ruth Conda forever. Like I know it's not apples to apples, but it's like you're using a
Yeah,
fucking
but
dog.
the people who actually try to use it as a legitimate political thing, like shut up.
Are people doing that?
I'm sure they are.
Yeah, I'm
like
sure
I'm
out
sure
there.
people.
It's crazy.
Someone saw that tweet and it made them angry because they like to wake up and go on the internet and get angry about political shit.
true.
Yeah,
And they're like, "Look at this, gas prices and the dog now." You know what I mean? You know it. You know it. Some maniac.
I heard that you put "I did the" stickers next to the price on gas pumps with Biden.
Those are so ridiculous.
I'm not getting political. I'm not
know,
saying
but
I
it's
do
just
or
like-
don't like Biden, but those always
just
make
a-
me
but
laugh.
gas prices are up. That's a fact.
objectionable.
And this is one of those times where we really do wish. This is a throwback to anybody who knows us from the serious days. We really wish White Sox Dave did buy that oil tanker and reserve that oil when gas was.
Would've been nice.
I
What was
wouldn't
the
be
price?
sitting here dealing
Weren't
with
they
you.
paying us
assholes.
money to
They were
take it?
Yeah, they was trading negative back in like early 2020.
We would have been making
we'd be
money
so
hand
rich
over
right now.
fist right
Yeah,
now.
because we wouldn't have to be getting coughed on by that Neanderthal.
Nope. I'd be sitting. I would be 300 pounds in the Caribbean with Ace, my dog, drinking a Mai Tai on the beach. No Twitter, no phone, no nothing. Wouldn't talk to anybody. I'd be in blood.
I'd be in Miami with Ed and Dave Portnoy getting ready for the Dolphin season.
Yeah, be nice. Next topic here. Zion Williamson has been ruled out for the season, and then he proceeded to post a video of him dunking between his legs with no issues. White Sox Dave, I mean, what do you think? Like, he had all the makings for a career of like a top-notch player, top 25 player. Now it might end up being the career of Gerald Wallace. It's unbelievable.
You'd be lucky to beat Gerald Wallace. At
Yeah,
this point.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yep.
Is he athletic enough to transition to the bullpen?
I want to know if he's athletic. I always said he was playing the wrong sport and he should have been a defensive end. Because his first step off the line of scrimmage, and I didn't. I got your joke, Ed. I'm not acting like I didn't get it. I got it. I'm moving on. He should have been a defensive end. He would have been like Khalil Mack, I think. Imagine
He's
trying
too
to block
explosive, though.
That-
He was like his.
Too explosive? How can you be too explosive to play defense? He would
But
get
he's
30
like-
sacks a year.
Here's like a legitimate question. Did he peak in high school?
He was. I mean, he had
Is
a good
that
year,
another
too.
dig at me?
He had a good year.
Doth
too.
protest too much? No, no, it's not.
I know
but
it
like
wasn't, I know
he
it
went super viral. It seemed like
Yes.
all the time as a
Yeah.
high school senior. He had that one video where he's like posting up like the 12-year-old looking little white kid, and like he was just like he was the guy, and then he was like a very good, great college player for 1 year, but like they didn't win the national championship. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like Zion might be one of the. You look back, it's like he peaked his senior year of high school.
I bought his shoes, and one of my buddies bought his shoes. He bought 2 pairs, one to wear and he said one to keep when he makes the Hall of Fame. I think he could wear that second pair.
I think that's probably pretty safe.
Yeah, those are
You got a buddy who does stuff
those
like
are
that?
lawn mowing shoes now.
I mean, he's like not serious about it. But It's
Okay.
just like
How much were the shoes? do you
in
remember?
jest like a $1.50, like 20,
Okay.
whatever. It wasn't like crazy.
Okay.
Is he is he NFT guy too, or
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I think of him when I hear Zion news. So naturally, I had to bring it up. Who knows though? Who knows? You never know. I know Hall of Fame. I hate Hall of Fame talk. I legitimately hate it because it's like Hall of Famer. It's like I don't like everyone talks. Everyone loves to talk about Stafford and Eli and baseball's and it's a whole other box. But
Save
I don't
those,
even
save those
get
talks for summer when there's nothing to talk about.
yeah,
I
it's
love
just like-
Hall of Fame discussion.
It's
I
the
it's
worst.
like absolutely one of my favorite things to talk about.
It's the worst.
So
Next topic here. Al Michaels will be getting Joe Buck money to go to Amazon and announce Thursday Night Football. Chief, we'll start with you.
Good for him. I like Al Michaels. I'm glad he's still in the mix. To me, I think he's probably my favorite. And he's been doing it for, 40 years now, going back to the 1980 Olympic game. So, yeah, good for Al Michaels. Amazon, they're just going to own the world. They're just going to have, eventually, everything is just going to be Amazon.
Carl?
what's his name? Jeff.
Bezos.
I always say Bezos. I love Al Michaels. I very much love Al Michaels. He's starting to get there a little bit though. He's starting to get a little. I thought the Super Bowl you could feel it a little bit.
What do you mean?
Like he's just a little. He's obviously you're starting to hear it in the speech patterns and stuff that he's getting.
He's
up there.
slipping?
Yeah.
My question is, why them and why didn't they just try to get Buck and Aikman? I mean, maybe they did, but those guys are going to be on TV for at least
I think Al
15,
Michaels
20
moves the
more
needle.
years. But so do they.
No, I think Al Michaels gets us going a little bit
Ooh,
more.
I disagree.
What if they went to Buck? Like Buck does baseball. Buck does a lot of things. So maybe it's just like
But still, that's like
Or
they're
is
younger.
Michaels getting
You're going to
pushed
get
out?
more out of it.
What if Michaels is getting pushed out?
what if
Who
Michaels
knows?
only wants to work one day a week?
Tafoya's out. Tafoya's doing political stuff now.
But that's not, I'm saying from Amazon's vantage point.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Like that would have been like they should have made a bigger push for them too.
I wonder if it's
Instead of-
like
instead of Al Michaels. And Al Michaels is great. I'm
Yeah.
not shitting on Al Michaels. Just he's
Joe Buck does like
He's on
PMT. We kind of grew up with Aikman. He might be like our generation's guy. If they're trying to get like an
Definitely is.
older, like our parents, Al Michaels might be a better name for them because they already have us. We already know the tech.
maybe.
That's a good
No,
call.
that's
reverse.
Belize right there. That is
That's a good
Belize in
call.
action. That's great logic. That's great thinking it through. I agree with Chief 100%. When I say he moves the needle more at audience acquisition stuff, because the people that love Joe Buck, they're already tuning in there.
Is this it though? Is Al Mike? He's going to move the name. Mr. B will be logging into Amazon Prime.
I think my dad will be giving me a phone call to be like, help me get into Amazon
Okay.
Prime.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
need an email address. How do I get one of those?
Right. Yeah.
That's
My dad's problem is that he has like 12 email addresses.
my
and
dad
then,
doesn't have one email address.
Like I'll get likes on Instagram posts from like 7 of his different emails because he can't remember his password and he just like logs in until he can get in.
Dad moves.
That is
Last topic here. Holden farts. A Brazilian singer was taken to the hospital for holding her farts too long while hanging out with her boyfriend, White Sox Dave.
I feel for it. We've all been there in a situation, and have you ever and this sounds fucking disgusting, you're like, you really need to fart, and you kind of suck it back up into your intestines, and you get that stabbing pain in your stomach,
Yeah.
and but you'd opt for that pain instead of just letting it fly and taking the the little embarrassment, the laughs, and stinking up the room. It's a shitty situation.
I got to know more about this relationship because if it is a boyfriend, it says boyfriend, right, in the headline.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, who gives a shit? Let it
Let
fly.
it rip. You got to just let it rip. And if you're dating, if it's early, then I understand. But if you're like in an established relationship,
Facebook official.
yeah, then I think you gotta
Let it
like
go.
some.
Call
I
it.
think that's
True.
a pretty good sign that relationship should have ended anyways.
Yeah, no, this is like something I feel like you don't jump out of the box in a relationship, fart and everything. I think
No.
like the first time you take a dump at like your girlfriend's place before you move in together, right? You're like, you wake
Yep.
up in the morning, you're like, I got it. That's like a big step in a relationship.
Big
We're like,
time.
fuck, I'm gonna just take the dump anyways. I'm sorry. Place is an absolute bomb. You have to work to get to that point. It sounds like this was still early stages in the relationship, and that's when you're holding your farts. And it's like a sacred place, though, when you get in the relationship, and you're
But-
just like, hey, I'm gonna accidentally Dutch oven you. I'm sorry.
If they're using those labels,
Boyfriend, girlfriend.
yeah, I feel like you're.
She is. I'm reading
Yeah,
the
but
post
some
now.
people rush into the boyfriend girlfriend labels. But you've been together 3 weeks. It's like, what are we? Like, I don't know. We're two people eating dinner right now,
And then if
it's
somebody
delicious.
farts at the table, then you're together.
So her post was kind of like a PSA saying, like, girls, like, take it from me. Don't be embarrassed about letting a fart rip in front of your boyfriend. Like,
I mean, be
did-
embarrassed. Don't do it, but don't go to the hospital either. I don't want to hear the girlfriend fart. Still don't.
No, like, go to another, like, go across the street or something.
Yeah, I don't. But it's funny, man. There's something funny about a girl cutting ass. I mean, and when you hear one, if it just comes out on, you hear like a big one. That's so funny. No,
I still, yeah.
Do you want
I
to
mean,
know?
I'm the only married.
Do you wanna know what the
It's
official
a funny
diagnosis
It's like, what are you doing?
You're
Because
on-
they're
it's
a lot. I mean,
different.
a lot of girls are trying very, very hard not to
Not
fart.
to do it, yeah.
They're
Totally.
trying very
Totally.
hard.
I
not to
ju- I
fart.
wish
And do
I-
they miss out on the enjoyment of cutting one loose and just kind of having a big laugh?
Maybe. I wonder. You think girls' nights they're just sitting around farting?
No.
What movie
No.
was that? That was
Makes
from
you
a
think.
movie.
Uh,
Animal House?
I have no idea.
But the official diagnosis was trapped farts. That just made me laugh.
Trap farts.
She was diagnosed with trapped farts.
I wish there was a way to like quantify that. Like obviously you went to the hospital, but you always hear like you can't hold that, you can't hold a dump too long. Like didn't Matt Harvey go to the hospital for holding his piss too long?
Oh, that's
he got like a
definitely thing.
UTI or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something happened, or like it was. I think it was worse than that. But it needs to be publicized. Like what can happen if you
Yeah.
hold this? Because I don't even know. Like what was? Does it say symptoms? Like what was
Stomach, yeah, severe stomach pains,
pain?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always love those. At least Barstool they posted an Instagram reel like last year of like a guy dropping a girl off in the morning, and he was videoing her, and as soon as she got out of the car, he just lays like the fucking biggest fart.
Oh,
And it was so
Well,
funny.
that's yeah.
You've never been
Yo,
there?
yeah, oh yeah, but
I
it's just the way he got it on camera was very funny. So yeah, that's talking farts. Trap
farts.
Trap farts.
You can be hospitalized. It's good to know for
I
the
used to
people.
when my wife and I were dating. And she lived in a high rise, and I would get in the elevator and I would Snapchat like myself cutting the first fart of the day because I'd be holding it in, and I get in the elevator and it was I'll show you the videos when we're done, but I'm just going through them, and I used to send them to my buddy. Every time I leave in the morning, I'd have a fart ready to go, and I'd leave in and I'd Snapchat it to him.
I will say that
In the elevator?
I'll say that there is no funnier place to fart than an elevator.
That's a douche move, Ed.
It's a big douche move, but it was like when we were kids.
Oh, Jesus.
When we were kids, we'd go to the hip
Yeah, young
Target.
Carl. You've got how many of those? Dozens?
Like multiple.
and we had a buddy who could fart on command. Like we were in like 6th grade, and like he would just like we'd have him fart when people hopped in the elevator. It's funny.
That's okay. That's funny.
We were kids,
Yeah,
but it
that's
was
funny.
just like and he would just like let
Yeah,
off
yeah.
these loud ass farts, and we'd laugh our ass off because people would be like,
Yeah.
so stunned. Let's talk on farts again. White Sox Dave, post show here. You went toe to toe with Dave. You're facing cheating allegations.
I don't think I went toe to toe with Dave. I knew Dave wasn't.
Yeah, I would agree.
Wasn't going to be pissed at that. It was, and I've said it a million times. I'm not one with words, especially when I'm speaking off the cuff. And I was speaking off the cuff, and I made it sound way worse than it was. But in the end, I knew Dave wasn't going to care that I called him a douchebag. And I said this morning. Okay, first of all, I do not remember. I sincerely do not remember the conversation with this guy who's running and hiding, it looks like, from me. But I
For
don't
the
remember.
people, sorry, I should have laid it out. So the people that don't know, White Sox Dave's being extorted. Apparently, a private conversation, he called Dave Portnoy a douche, and this person said he's going to show it to Dave unless he buys him White Sox opening day tickets and
Sweet
provides
tickets.
him
sweet tickets.
Lori Lightfoot's phone number. Well, you did say that scout seats were no big deal, so you could get him those.
Opening day scout seats for a set of 4 would be at least $1,000. But I mean, the whole point was, I'm like, hey, you're gonna get these screenshots. Just so you know, I told the guy to fuck himself. This is me talking to Portnoy, and that's it. And then on the Portnoy show, like, this is a petty war for me. And first of all, every single person who has ever been in the workforce, been a laborer, has said my boss is a douchebag. It doesn't matter who you work for, when you work for him. It's been going on since the start of time.
Chief looks like he disagrees.
No, I don't disagree. I mean, I've never said it about Dave. I've never thought it about Dave.
And I don't think it about Dave.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think, like, there's times when he's probably an asshole, but he's, like, I think someone in his position has to be. And that's why he is who he is. But, like, the human meat shield stuff obviously was packaged as a joke with, like Braveheart gifts and stuff. Like, that is true. Like, if someone...
For sure.
And if we want to go this route, I could. I was at a bar event for White Sox Twitter. This is right before the pandemic shutdown. This is after Sox Fest. So it was in, like, January 2020. And a couple of guys came up to me, and a friend of mine, myself and Chief, and we're calling Portnoy an anti-Semite, and I was about ready to fucking drag them outside and destroy them. Like, I would go to war for all the shit that Dave Portnoy isn't, that people say that. Yeah, I'll tell you who it is.
Okay.
All the shit that all the ist words, sexist, racist, blah blah blah. That is not Dave Portnoy whatsoever. All the people saying the Barstool phone was just a ploy to, like, get the world on, like, viewing him as some good guy. That's not Dave Portnoy. Dave Portnoy truly cares about the small business. I genuinely feel that way. Was he a douchebag at one point? Probably. We all are. And I called him a douchebag, and this guy's trying to, like, get me, and now I will try to get him. And that's all there is to it.
Well said, Dave.
Not a Franny Lydon situation.
No.
That's what I was thinking it was going to be.
I
Well
mean,
said.
This isn't even the first time this has happened. It's happened with Hank and Smitty, both of them. And I think those were much worse than these.
I got a question for you.
Yeah,
What do you think of this? Because Dave has told me about this idea many times. And green light on Smitty
Starting
and
tonight.
WSD doing the companion
That's fine. My
show.
biggest problem is, like I said, he doesn't listen to anything. Like, he doesn't listen to, like, every time it's like, no, what are you guys talking about? Like, he doesn't consume anything. He's always out of the loop.
It's
Dave
not
or Dave or
me.
you're out. He's out of the loop.
Well, yes,
Okay.
and you know that's a fact. Like, he's always like, "Where'd you see that?" And it'd be like, "Well, do you not follow, like, the exact like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, he couldn't
Well,
do
I
that.
think you had, like, muted or blocked.
Yeah.
I've blocked, like, high school friends
Muted.
that fuck with me.
Muted.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mute everybody. Everybody's.
But you know what I mean, though. Like, you could confirm
Oh,
that. Like,
yeah.
he doesn't listen to anything. You just
Correct.
Dude, I'm not a podcast guy. I've
No, I know,
said
but
that
that's what I'm
very
saying.
out
Like,
loud.
that's my only concern is, like, if you
Like,
don't watch the show.
I know part of my take's a monster. I don't
Right.
listen to any podcast. I hardly listen to our own podcast. It's just not what I consume.
I think Eddie's question is, will you watch the Dave
Yes.
Portnoy
Or are
show
you just
before
gonna go off a
commenting on
talking
it?
No,
points.
I have told you this.
because
couple
that's what it
times
feels
today.
like you do.
No,
But-
I don't think he'll do that. If
No,
he's
if-
signing up to do it like a
Yeah,
companion show of
absolutely.
that show, he would watch that show.
I would have to.
You think
I would
so?
be forced to.
I don't know,
don't-
man. You think he's gonna? So he's
You
gonna
think he's
carve
going
out
to
an
the
hour and a
message
half.
boards? You think he's doing a show on the message boards?
I do. Truthfully, I do.
You go to Reddit and do a show on the Reddit.
I
thread?
think that show is an easy listen.
It's
I don't think Dave will
an AMA.
take notes
and
or anything.
and kind of contradicting
So
what I
every night he's gonna right after he's gonna watch an hour and a half every night.
I
White
think
Sox, well, don't matter if we got White Sox Twins game 111. He's gonna watch that show. Chief Brandel, you tell me.
I think there will be at least a few occasions where he gets a text from Smitty and his answer is, "Oh fuck, yeah, I'm ready," and then maybe a little bit of lack of preparation. Or can we skip
Thoughts?
it this week?
No,
Any
I'll
thoughts on
never skip
Smitty
it.
using his Twitch channel?
That was my idea.
to promote Smitty's Twitch channel.
That seems like you guys are gonna skim off the top on that show.
Skim off the top. What are you
And
talking
he's just
about?
going to trash me the whole time. So
You keep saying that. Like
I
I'm
know
not
you're
going
gonna
to
trash me.
What
I
do
know
I
you're gonna
have to
trash
trash you about? I asked you that and you didn't even answer me.
you say that all the time. You're like, oh,
I
he's
bust
just
your
a rat.
balls.
He's just a rat.
Of course, everybody in the company
rat.
has been saying that.
A rat.
Everybody in the company has been saying
Right.
that since the inception of the Dave Portnoy show, but that's just me busting your balls. That's absolutely not going to happen.
No, it's gonna be a
I will
great
give,
show.
and this was a great move by Blockhead Smitty, getting Portnoy to agree to full immunity. Excellent move. I'm just going to speak.
What's full immunity? What
I don't even know
could
what
be-
that means.
We can't get in trouble for anything we say. And that's not like we're gonna go out there and spew a bunch of shit that's gonna get Barcelona. Nothing like that. Like I will speak sort of how I felt about the Rico Bosco situation when he threw the high noon. Like I'll speak honestly, openly. Chief, Glasnost.
I just don't think you're in tune enough with what's going on to talk about it.
I
That's
think
my only
that
point.
you don't want me doing the show.
No, I don't care. I'm just as someone who
I
like,
did
You know
find
what,
you.
Ed?
What?
I'll do a companion show at the companion show, and I'll clear everything up on Dave's point.
Okay, but I felt it a little funny because when I did the Dave Portnoy show yesterday, Smitty was like backstage or something in the Zoom, I think, because he texted me as soon as it was done. He's like you talked way too much, which I always have a problem with when I think I'm like kind of in crosshairs. I kind of ramble a little bit, but Smitty got the green light from Portnoy, and it's on. And I watched the full show yesterday when it came out. Obviously, it was easy because I was on it, but it's gonna I don't like my vision of it is just gonna be like my unabridged thoughts, and I'm not gonna throw anybody under the bus.
Why are you pointing at Ed?
you
Well,
just said
Ed
it's
thinks
honor,
Ed thinks I'm gonna like throw him under the bus.
you just said it's you can't be held to any standard. You said there you
Can't be held accountable.
You can't
Got
be held
immunity.
accountable.
No.
He's got
It's we're gonna speak honestly and openly about
About your coworkers.
about what was said on the Dave Portnoy show from our perspectives.
So
What's wrong with that?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand what you mean by immunity. So if you say, let's just say you have like a controversial take about Rico or something that happens in the office. What is the immunity?
I don't know, but it's nice to have immunity at all
But,
times,
like,
is it not?
Let's just like you say something about Nick or Brandon Walker
I
that
don't
they don't
know.
like, and then you don't just get to say, "Well, you still have to like me because I had Dave Portnoy said I have immunity."
But
White Sox Dave is he's just a guy who feels more comfortable when he hears the word immunity.
yes, exactly. Does that not offer a little bit of comfort to anybody? Like, hey, you have immunity.
Sure.
Awesome, let's fucking ride. But like, what I felt a little. So when you got done recording yesterday, Smitty had gone on after me. Like I said, he was backstage or something. I didn't know he was coming up. It was for the Barstool bar microphone thing, whatever. And I'm like, hey, we got like a green light, Smitty told me. And you're like, yeah, you can go ahead and do it. Like, it was almost as if I was asking you for permission, which was not the case. That's how it came off a little bit. And then you kind of just redid that right there.
Oh man, I don't know what you mean.
I'll say one nice thing as a guy who does consume the Dave Portnoy show. Nice moment for Smitty. Finally, like a nice moment between
dude.
Dave and Smitty, where he's like, I get worried about like my kid's health insurance. He goes, "You've been here for 20 years."
Yeah, that was nice.
That was nice.
That's the other thing. Smitty's like, well, Dave just said that me and you have been here so long that there's nothing we could say for the most part that would get us in actual trouble. And I was like, that was good to hear. And then I went and listened to the show, and he was talking about Smitty. He didn't mention me there. Would have been nice, Smitty, you idiot. But so Smitty, I think there's a lot of similarities between Smitty and I where we're not good speakers. And
Great start for a podcast.
but that's going to be the charm of the podcast at the same. It's not even a podcast; it's just a little stream. But when Portnoy and like I thought Smitty handled that bar microphone thing unbelievably well yesterday, unbelievably well, and that's like the first time I could ever say that about an interaction with Smitty and anybody.
I would agree.
Because he was right. He was like 100% right. He's like, because if someone does the Viva chant, that's admittedly cringeworthy. Portnoy himself even said it.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I got to change this up. This is like a bad look. And he grabbed the thing, did the Eagles chant. Done. I thought he handled it perfectly.
All right. Well, good luck, David. Good luck against cheating allegations as well.
Didn't cheat.
That's all we have. That's the rundown.